This is a story about listening to stones. Not just any stones, though. These were special stones. They lived inside this boy. See, Rowan wasn't like other kids. He was quiet, but he saw everything. He knew where wild strawberries grew, and how the north wind chilled the lake. He just knew stuff, but everyone thought it was boring. Like, why would you care how fast the lake freezes? Except Rowan did. Those little facts helped him understand the world, and it made him happy. Then one day, he found a secret. Near the Whispering Pines, he found a pile of stones, smooth and round like river rocks. Underneath some leaves, there was a note that said, "Take only if you truly understand." Now, Rowan liked solving puzzles, so he took one rock. That night, he dreamed of whispers. They told him where the deer were, which mushrooms were tasty, and even where his dog had buried a bone. And the next day, sure enough, those things were all there. Rowan was shocked. Then he tried asking the stones for more clues, and every time, bam, the whispers came true. At first it was small stuff, like where tools were hidden, or what bird eggs looked like. But then Rowan started winning prizes for guessing stuff. He knew the answers to all the questions in the big county competition. Everyone cheered, even Mayor Hemlock, who had a beard like tangled fishing line. He smiled and said, "Well done, Rowan. Seems like you understand these stones pretty well." But really, Rowan didn't understand them at all. All he knew was that he got cool answers, like when the mayor asked, "How deep is the water in the lake?" Rowan answered, "About 100 feet. And everyone gasped, like that was amazing. But really, Rowan just held the stone closer, and it told him. He hadn't figured that out himself, and it kinda scared him. So he asked the stones, "Will I get in trouble for using you?" And the answer came, "Not if you keep it a secret." But Rowan couldn't keep it a secret. His best friend, Mira, she knew something was up. She said, "Rowan, you're hiding something." "What is it?" And Rowan had to tell her. He took the stones to her and said, "Look, they whisper secrets." Mira understood. And after a while, she asked, "Can I ask them a question?" And when the stones told her what she wanted to know, her face fell. "They say they'll tell me anything," she said sadly. "But some things aren't meant to be given away. They're meant to be earned." The next day, Rowan got an idea. He thought, if Mira understands the stones better than me, maybe she should have them. So he gave her the stones. And that night her parents woke up in the middle of the night, and they heard her talking to the stones. "Are my flowers ready to pick? Will father like the soup I made? Should I wear the red or blue dress?" And each time the stones whispered the answer. By morning, Mrs. Everly had called the whole village. They gathered in the town square. The elders, they scratched their grey beards, and Rowan explained about the stones. "We need to use them carefully," said Old Man Hemlock. "These stones are like magic. They're answers. They can mess with our minds. We can't rely on them." And Rowan knew he was right. He felt sick inside because he had tricked everyone, even Mira. And so they decided to return the stones, back to the Whispering Pines. But when Rowan went to find the tree with the carved sign, it was gone. All that was left was a big pile of dirt. And when Rowan put the stones back, he felt the ground shake. Suddenly, a voice boomed, "Fools, you took my gift and hid it. Now my power will leave this place." And the stones, they started to glow. Then they disappeared, along with the Whispering Pines and the tall waterfall. One by one, the trees vanished. Soon there was nothing left but a muddy field. Rowan felt awful. He dropped to his knees and cried. And beside him, Mira squeezed his shoulder. "It's okay," she said softly. "We learned a big lesson today." After a while, the clouds parted and the sun shone on the empty field. Rowan stood up and he brushed off his pants. "Yeah," he said, "we can figure things out on our own." And that's what they did.